AI is absolutely everywhere. It's powering everything from your Netflix recommendations to some really groundbreaking scientific discoveries. It's brilliant, it's revolutionary, but it's also got this hidden side, a kind of long term cost that we don't really talk about much. So today, let's pull back that curtain and really dig into this idea of AI's technical debt. Just think about that for a second. We put so much trust in these incredibly complex systems to make some really critical decisions. But what if that brilliant AI you just launched is quietly, behind the scenes, racking up a kind of invisible debt? A debt that could one day bring the whole thing crashing down. Okay, so here's a pretty good way to think about it. Building an AI system is a lot like buying a new house. You've got that big, exciting upfront cost, the sticker price. But as anyone who owns a home knows, that is just the beginning, right? You've got property taxes, insurance, repairs, this sort of unseen mortgage of ongoing costs. Well, AI is exactly the same. And that really gets to the heart of the matter. We get so blown away by the magic of what AI can do that we kind of forget it's not a set it and forget it kind of technology. Not at all. It's more like a living system that needs constant care and feeding to keep performing at its best. The real work actually starts after it goes live. So, this unseen mortgage, it actually has a name in the tech world. It's called technical debt. And, while that concept itself isn't new, applying it to AI, well, that's a whole different beast. So let's put a formal definition on the table so we're all on the same page. Let's break that down a bit. At its core, it's the price you eventually pay for taking shortcuts today. So imagine you're building something, and you've got two choices. You can do a quick and dirty fix that gets the job done for now, or you can use a more solid, well-thought-out solution that's going to take more time. If you choose that easy path, you're basically taking on debt. You're borrowing time from your future self, and that bill, it always comes due, usually with interest. Now, what's so fascinating here is just how different AI tech debt is from the traditional kind that developers have been managing for decades. See, traditional debt is usually just about messy code, it's pretty predictable, and you can often isolate it and fix it. But AI debt? Oh, it's a whole different ballgame. It's systemic. It's all tangled up in not just the code, but the data, the models themselves. It's unpredictable, and it's always changing because it's tied to the real, messy, changing world. Okay, I know that might still sound a little abstract, so let's make it real. Let's look at a few concrete examples of where this debt actually starts to pile up. Think of these as the first cracks you might see appearing in the foundation of your brilliant AI. First up, and this is a massive one, is something called data drift. See, your AI model is only ever as smart as the data you trained it on. But the world doesn't stand still, right? Customer behavior changes, new slang tops up online, the market shifts. Your AI was trained on a snapshot of the past, and when today starts to look really different from yesterday, the AI's accuracy starts to, well, drift. And this leads us right to the direct consequence of data drift. Your model goes stale. Its knowledge of the world is just not current anymore. This is basically the interest payment on your debt. The longer you go without updating the model with fresh data, the worse its performance gets, and the less you can actually trust what it's telling you. And then you have the absolute nightmare of entanglement. AI systems are rarely simple things. They're these complex, sprawling webs of data pipelines, feature engineering, different model codes, and when you take shortcuts here, you create this tangled mess where fixing one tiny bug over here can cause a total meltdown in a completely different part of the system. It makes the whole thing fragile and, honestly, kind of terrifying to update. So you've got this debt just piling up in the background. What happens if what if you just ignore it? Just like with a credit card, the interest compounds, and the problem just gets exponentially worse over time. And let's be super clear, this isn't just a technical problem for engineers to worry about, it's a huge business problem. You start getting inaccurate results, which, of course, leads to bad business decisions. The system becomes fragile and unpredictable. Your maintenance costs go through the roof because your team is just constantly fighting fires instead of building new things. And maybe worst of all, you lose the trust of your users, which can ultimately lead to a total system failure. This quote just nails it perfectly. It really captures the heart of the issue. You might get away with ignoring it for a little while, but that debt is always there, growing in the background until it becomes so big it threatens the very existence of the system you worked so hard to build. Okay, that all sounds pretty terrifying, I know. But here's the good news. You don't have to declare AI bankruptcy. This debt is something you can manage. It's really all about being a responsible owner and having a clear plan to make your payments. So how do we do that? It really boils down to three key things. First, continuous monitoring. You have to be watching this stuff like a hawk, with alerts that tell you the moment your data starts to drift or your model's performance slips. Second, automated retraining. This is huge. Instead of having people manually rebuild models, you build systems that can automatically update them when they need it. And third, and this sounds so simple, but it is so incredibly powerful, clear documentation. If you don't have a clear map of how your system works, there's no way you can hope to maintain it properly.
And here's a really important takeaway. Just like in the financial world, not all debt is bad debt. Sometimes taking on a little bit of technical debt on purpose is a smart, strategic move to get a product out there faster. So the goal isn't to have zero debt. That's probably impossible anyway. The goal is to be a smart borrower, to know exactly how much debt you're taking on, why you're doing it, and to have a rock-solid plan to pay it down over time.
So as we keep building out this incredible AI-powered future, this is the question we all have to keep asking ourselves. Are the amazing systems we're creating built on a solid, maintainable foundation? Or are we, without even realizing it, building our future on top of a fragile mountain of hidden debt, just waiting for the whole thing to crumble? Ultimately, the choice is ours.